I'm. Oh, what am I doing? Don't do that, Joe. I'm briefly going to say that I do hope that my son and daughter-in-law are having a wonderful, wonderful dinner tonight to celebrate their 12th wedding anniversary. No, I mean that. I mean, I always sound sarcastic. I don't mean to be. I always sound sarcastic. I'm not sarcastic. You know, I know I sound sarcastic, but I don't mean that. No, I hope they're having a good time. They're having a dinner out at some restaurant or some joint. Paul just managed to get out of bed and go to the can. Without falling on his chest and pissing on the corner of the dog bed. So, more of that anon later on in this video, so we shall see. There we are. It was a great day today at church, but you'll hear more about that. So, alrighty. Bye-bye, YouTubers. Well, anon. Sorry about that, guys. That's me trying to belch before I turn on my stuff here. You hear me snorting and snorting. Snorting and snorting here. Let me do that again. From the moment I emerged from my chemo chair bed this morning, I was dripping snot. Dripping snot. Dripping snot. Dripping snot. Okay, I belabored that enough, but nonetheless I was. And I thought, do I want to take a Benadryl before I go to church? Because I have to read. You know, one does not want one's nose dripping snot over the wine. You know, you don't want snot dripping into the wine. I thought, well, if I do that, I'm going to be, not sharp at all in terms of, doing, the reading and the singing and the this and the thatting and. See, snotting. This, by the way, is at 8:20 in the evening. No, I'm sorry, 20:20 in the evening, Eastern Daylight Time on the 2nd of August, 2015. Now, without getting becalmed in that. The logistics of all this stuff. So, I was euphoric today. I was euphoric when I went to church. I was euphoric when I came home from church. I read with my judge buddy. He did the first reading of Samuel, 2 Samuel. I read this Ephesians 4 thing about speaking the truth in peace and love, which has always been one of my things. So speak the truth in peace and love. I'll say that again. Speak the truth in peace and love. And it was great. And so then afterwards, I had a long conversation with a woman that claimed that she hadn't gotten the emailed prayer list. I said, that's okay. I'll email it to you when I get home, I'll just email it to you, and if you get two, then you just delete one. Well, that wasn't quite enough. And so there were other sort of stories that told about it. So, and then, they keep wanting me to go back to Bible study. Come back to Bible study. Come back to Bible study. And I'm delighted they want me there. I'm delighted they want me there. And I spent 4 years there. And if it had been a true Bible study where people would go and look at the Greek language, particular words and the Hebrew words, and examine different versions of the Bible, English versions of the Bible, and then discuss that. And then not read things like the Good News Bible for the gospel, especially the gospel. Good News Bible. Give me a break. I like the AV, and I can't say I like the NRSV, but it certainly, in some respects, is very accessible, and in the good way, and still a true translation. Good News Bible, or the Message. Give me it. Don't. I won't be around that. I won't be around that. So I didn't say that to her. And she's I said to her, why aren't you why aren't you coming? And I said, Roberta, that's just not going to happen. And why not? I said, well, we've talked about that. And I said, well, what happened in 2005 when I started doing this? I started to read, the Bible. And I ended up reading it 5 times. At the same time, I did other things. I started going to Bible study. I did the first year of EFM, the Episcopal Church EFM program. And that was all very, and after 5 years, 4 years, 4.5 years, from 2009 to 2013 plus, I internalized this. I mean, I incorporated all of this. I read the Psalms every 2 weeks, and it changes your head. It changes your head. It changes everything. It changes everything about you inside. And I said, I incorporated this material into me. Plus, I was reading a lot of other stuff. I said, so I didn't find her, I said, I just didn't find her discussions all that useful for me. I said, I miss you guys. I do, and I do miss them. But I don't, just, if you've got something to say to me that's going to enlighten me, that's great. But, and frankly, I'm not saying I've got all the stuff I need to know, but I don't think I'm going to get anything out of that group anymore. You can't really say that to somebody. You sort of do the old shuffle and bow. So then here comes over one of my very favorite people from church. And I'm not going to tell you her name because I read at her husband's funeral. God bless her. God bless him. Then I had to say the same thing to her. And so then Roberta says to me, well, she's relentless. She won't let up. She says, I'm trying to edit this for consumption. She said, uh, well, why not? So there's a why not? I said, well, look, I said, you know, up until 1995, before I started going to St. Peter's, I was a very different person. And then after 1995, after I started going to St. Peter's, I'm a very different person. So you got the pre-1995 Joe and the post-1995 Joe. And she says, oh, tell us about the pre-1995 Joe. And I said, I can't tell you about that here. Well, Carol, the wife of the man whose funeral I read at, called on her and says, oh, he's had a bit of a colorful life. I said, yeah, I had a bit of a colorful life. I can't tell you. I can't talk about this stuff right now. So it's like, and at that point, I just got laughing. I laughed like this. I just like, I just laughed like that. What are you gonna do? Anyway, so the judge and I had a great time. And there were such great tunes today, and so the way down the aisle, Karen Delphs, our priest, who is filling in. She says, you guys are having too much fun. She says, you were dancing while you were going down the aisle. And I said, oh really? She says, oh yeah. And I wanted to talk to Henry's, Judge Shaw's wife to see if that was the case, but I didn't get a chance to ask her. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So then I got home, and by the grace of God, I decided to park up under the trees because these guys are going to come out here to cut down the trees that are marked tomorrow. I would assume. We'll see. That's my prediction. And well, I want to get my truck so that it's not right in the pole barn, so that if I had to get out, I absolutely couldn't be getting out. So anyway, I did that. I stopped on the way home and got some, how should we say, beverages. I decided to go the Pinot Noir route this time. So I got about 12. Well, then Paul and I watched some YouTube videos together, and then he took a nap. Then he got up. And then he went and took. I can't remember if he went in and took another nap or not. Well, we'll see. He's keeping that that wrap on, because that's how you treat his injury, and oh hell, I'm not gonna rip that off right now. I'll rip that thing off later on and let the blood flare down my thumb. Wait a minute, he must be out on the porch. I hear him laughing somewhere. So I Skyped with my good buddy, good internet buddy. Hell, I'll just call him Good Buddy, because even though I've not met him, he's a good buddy. I know when we meet, we're going to be fine, because we could yak, contradict each other, and carry on, so we're fine. He's got to go to a funeral tomorrow. for a friend of his. That's always a say. Well, no, I mean, I know I'm sounding like I'm happy about it. No, I mean, the man's going to a friend of his who died. A funeral of a friend of his who died. And we discussed some events, happy events in Tony's life. And I'm not going to go into that. And, but wow, I wish I could have something like that happen in my life. But that's okay. And, so I'm going to just sort of say bye-bye, YouTubers. Although I'd like to keep talking with you because there really isn't much I can, there ain't really too much I can do other than that right now. So I'm going to say bye-bye, YouTubers. Oh, by the way, it's my son and daughter-in-law's 12th wedding anniversary. 12th, let's see, 2000. Yeah, they were married in 2003. It's 2000. The 12th wedding anniversary. I kept thinking for quite a while here that there's something in the first part of August. There's something in the first part of August that I ought to be thinking about. Well, it was my son and daughter-in-law's 12th wedding anniversary. Which gets me into today's story. Wait a minute. It's been 17 minutes. And now we're going to today's story? Yes. I'll try to make it fast. No, I won't. You know I won't. These two, God bless them. I'm not saying this in a pejorative, condemnatory way. I think it's a very sensible way. I do. I mean, people who want to live together, people who are thinking about getting married, live together and see what happens. Test drive each other. Not only in their body, but in their heads and minds and souls and things. So, take each other for a test drive. Yeah, I know. There's all sorts of studies and this, that, and the other. But just common sense says, test drive. So they had been living together about a year and a half. And they had lived over at some joint over there by the river, side of the river, which I never was invited to. And then they moved to a place where they lived, in fact, they got married for a while, which ultimately I did go to a couple of times. Well, 3 or 4 times, actually. Nice place. And I was invited to the wedding. Oh, that's nice. I kept hearing over the phone calls things about arrangements about who's going to sit where and this and that and the other. I don't recall being specifically asked where they wanted me to sit or where I wanted to sit or thing. Perhaps I should have expressed. Perhaps I should have stated the desire to sit such that I could actually sit and face the head table in one of these round-ass, I hate round tables, but they had round tables. These round-ass tables, even though it involved me sitting next to my ex-wife. I think some people thought I didn't like my ex-wife. I like my ex-wife. I do. She didn't like me, but I like her. I don't mind sitting next to her. She hates me, but I don't mind sitting next to her. In any case, so there's the wedding, at the about Roman Catholic Church, which is, okay, so it's Roman Catholic Church. So that means I can't go take communion, since I'm a Protestant. And then the thing that I found very charming at the end of the ceremony was that my son and my daughter-in-law, well, my son and his then wife, went over and held hands and gazed at the statue of Mary off to the side of the nave. Well, let's call that venerating an icon. How's that? Okay. I can't get this Mary stuff, guys. I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. Well, no, I'm not sorry. I just don't get this Mary stuff. I don't have a hard on about it one way or the other for other people. So, okay. So, my best part of that wedding day, 12 years ago, was after all the people departed for the reception and left the church and this, the two of them walked up and down the sidewalk with me, talking with me, up and down the sidewalk. The two of them and me. And for me, that was the wedding. I have a couple of pictures of those somewhere, which I ought to try to fetch, but that for me was the wedding. That for me was the wedding picture. Walking with them up and down the sidewalk. I think their wedding photographer was doing that, but I was out there with him, and we walked up and down the thing. And I knew that was that. I mean, I knew that, whatever bullshit's going to happen later on. Anyway. So, after that, I went over to the reception. Now, because I had spent time walking up and down, there's a thing, up and down, walking up and down. Anyway, so up and down. I didn't get to the reception until quite late. Well, it seems there were a lot of features of this reception that I wasn't able to take full advantage of. First of all, apparently it was an open bar. I'm driving. I can't drink. That pretty much says it all for people who know me. I was driving. I can't drink. It's an open bar. I was driving. I can't drink. Okay. So this is where I arrived late. So I thought, well, I need to find my seat in this reception hall. Well, they've got some sort of thing there, where you can sort of get a sense of where you're going to sit. But they also have name tags on the thing. I wish, well, no, don't mind that politician whose solicitation just came in on me. I'm sorry. So I said, well, let's just go find these things. I thought, well, since I'm the father, of the groom, maybe there'll be a name tag, on things. Well, yes, there was a table up close. It wasn't by any means the closest table to quote the head table. Said he, hiccuping like mad now, as if he gives a fuck. But uh, so there's name tag. I don't pay too much attention to that, but my name tag was, where it would have my back to the head table, where my son and daughter-in-law would be, and my ex-wife was at the same table, and she would be facing them. I would be next to my ex-wife's brother, who apparently really wanted to converse with me at this event. Said he hiccuping. So I didn't think anything of it. I mean, I didn't know. I do know that for several weeks before that, during the few times that I was party to being called by my son, it had to do with how the table is going to be set up. Not because he was asking me for answers, but he was describing all of the horse shit that went on between his then-to-be wife and the whole arrangement situation. I didn't pay much attention to it at the time, but it became clear to me later on when I found out that I was seated such that I couldn't see the head table. I had my back. I was seated so I had my back to my son. Yeah, that wasn't, anybody who knows me, and of course you guys who watch me don't really know me all that well on this level, but I really don't give a fuck about a lot of this ceremonial stuff. I know. Not this kind of ceremonial stuff. Religious ceremony I do, but not this kind of crap. And it was like one of those things where I said, it's like, this is like the stadium. It's like when the woman was getting ready to throw up behind me, throw up on my back at my medical school graduation, that sort of thing, Sorry about that. That happens. I hadn't had for a long time, but I'm hiccuping. Yeah, fuck it. So, anyway. So, it seems that my ex-wife's niece decided to rearrange the place cards. Cunt. You choose which. And, I eventually got so pissed off. It says, well, my dad wanted to sit next to you and talk to you. I said, well, he could have called me on the damn phone and talked to me. Eventually, I got so pissed off, and it festered and festered and festered. And it's like Psalm 39, as I said the other night. Suddenly, I could no longer hold my tongue, and suddenly I spake. And I called him, and I said, look, I said, you ruined, well, you and or your daughter ruined, assuming there was anything to really be saved this. By doing what you and she did, or she and you did, whoever was responsible, well, I mean, I thought, I'd like to talk to you. I said, yeah, I'd like to talk to you too. I said, you're an interesting guy, but I said, you understand, I only get one bite of this apple. I don't get 3 bites of the apple like you do with your 3 kids. I didn't realize that. And I said, well, yeah, well, you should have realized it. Thanks a lot. Well, that's assuming you think this shit's important. Well, it becomes important when people make a big deal making it important. In reality, it doesn't mean squat. My walking around with Thomas and Kelly on the sidewalk outside that church after the service was what made it important to me. Would I have liked to have taken part in the free bar and had some? I did sit and eat the dinner. Would I have liked to have walked? Had a free bar and had all the stuff. Yeah, fuck yeah. Well, I can't drink. I'm driving. I can't. Nobody was picking me up and driving me like they did with Faith, my ex-wife. Nope. Not for Joe. That's like a bit, fuck you, Joe. Yeah. So, happy anniversary. And I mean that. I mean they have a great marriage. They have a great child. They have a great marriage. But their involvement of me in their ceremony stunk to high heaven. And I said it then, and I say it now, and it really, really, really rankles. And Carter, if you ever get to watch this, if you want to include me in your ceremony, don't you dare pull this crap on me. That's all I can say. Alrighty. Bye-bye, YouTubers. Yeah. Ha ha ha! Yeah, right. Okay.